So in Estil voice training, we have a gold standard certification process that is transparent and is a very clear pathway for those that have found that the Estil voice model makes sense to them. The best way to learn Estil, I have found, and to embed it is actually to train your own voice through Estil voice training. And for me, the best way I have found to do that is actually to embark on the Estil certification pathway. It's broken up into stages. So the first step to Estil voice training certification is to attend a level 1 and 2 course. From there, you will discover how to isolate the various voice structures and then to practice that. And we practice this through exercises called figures. And then if you would like to embark on the certification pathway, the Estil figure proficiency test is the best way to start. It is a skill-based test that is performed with the use of spectrogram to demonstrate your isolated control of those vocal tract structures and the voice. Once having passed, and this is about your skill and your vocal control, having passed Estil figure proficiency, you may choose to then go on to become an Estil master trainer. And this is about you applying Estil voice training in your teaching of others. So the Estil figure proficiency was about your vocal mastery. Now the Estil master trainer is about passing that mastery on to your students and people that you work with. This allows you to call yourself an Estil master trainer. So the prerequisite for Estil master trainer is Estil figure proficiency. So for Estil master trainer, this is an extensive study of Estil voice training, understanding the concepts and the guiding principles in Estil voice training, as well as understanding the anatomy, the physiology, the acoustics, and also practice demonstrating, teaching this. It is a clearly marked out pathway. There is guidance throughout. It is in 2 phases. The first phase is a written examination and a skill-based demonstration of the figures, very much like the Estil figure proficiency, but in greater depth. And then the second phase is being observed, teaching students Estil voice training, and then being a credible messenger in your training, being able to teach people how to control their voices. This is really about mastery and you being a master trainer. So this allows people, in your Estil master training, you can teach Estil and call yourself an Estil master trainer publicly and advertise yourself as such in a private studio setting or within the context of a university or a school. An Estil mentor and course instructor will be teaching Estil to groups. Next step is Estil mentor and course instructor with testing privileges. So this allows you then to train and test Estil master trainers and also Estil figure proficiency. This is about a 10-year process from EFP to Estil mentor and course instructor. From there, and then you can also train others to become Estil master trainers. And finally, Estil mentor and course instructor with service distinction and testing privileges, of which I am. This is somebody who's made a significant contribution to Estil voice training. I have been involved with Estil voice training for 20 years. I did my first course with Joe Estil, and I have been involved in research and the training videos for Estil training, as well as hosting an Estil World Voice Symposium here in Melbourne, Australia. I love the Estil community. Being part of the Estil community is being part of a community of lifelong learners. I am humbled by the expertise that surrounds me in Estil Voice Training, the people that have dedicated their life to research in voice and training others. It's a really wonderful, positive world community of people from all over the world. Estil Voice Training is taught in many, many languages. Finnish, German, Italian, Chinese, Korean, English, Italian. It is truly international. Estil Voice Training really crosses all of these borders. It's taught in Russia, it's taught in India, it's taught in South Africa. It is a wonderful, game-changing way of training your voice.